I have a lot to tell you. I haven't posted on YouTube since I've been back from my Camino Portugues 2 months ago. I went straight back to work. I'm super stubborn and wanted to make my trip as long as physically possible. So I returned the night before I had to shoot a wedding in Rhode Island. I literally got off the plane at JFK at 6 p.m, took the train home, picked up my camera gear at my apartment, had a friend drive me to my van in another neighborhood, immediately got pulled over by NYPD and got a ticket because one of my headlights was out, went to AutoZone to get it fixed just before they closed at 10 p.m, and then drove however many hours straight to Rhode Island in the rain. In retrospect, I should not have done that. But unfortunately, I tend to choose chaos. I don't know why I'm like this. One of my friends who helped me that night said something like, "This is one of the most Stefanie things ever," which is true, but it worked out. I also arrived in the midst of like biblical level flooding. The airport was insane. Took the train home. It took over 2 hours to get home, which is double the time it should have taken. I've lived in New York for over 8 years now, and I've never seen anything like that.
Oh, hell no. Oh, no.
Apparently it had rained almost non-stop the entire month of September. This caused a leak in my apartment. On my flight home, I got messages from the friends who were staying in my apartment watching my cats saying that they realized that it had been raining from the sealed hole in my fireplace here, which is where I had a bookshelf with 81 of my favorite books. About half of the books there were completely soaked through. They developed mold almost immediately and had to be thrown away. There was just no saving them. If you know me at all, you know how much I love books. I was a literature and creative writing major. I have never once thrown a book away. Even if it's bad, I just won't do it. It just feels sacrilegious to me. Some of the ones I lost were favorites from college, some from high school. I don't consider myself a materialistic person at all, but books are different. Books are by far my favorite physical objects. Like, some of those books changed my life, you know? So that was not the best welcome home. There was also flooding in the basement from the storm, so there was no hot water or drinkable tap water in my apartment for a little over a week. My car has now broken down, like it's totally dead, so I need to try and get it towed to a mechanic on Monday. I've decided to sell it. I don't want it anymore. It's become too much of a hassle. I can't wait to get rid of it. What else? I had jury duty for the first time ever. That was actually pretty exciting. I was hoping to get on some like sick trial, but nothing came of it, unfortunately. It was cool to see like the beginning of that process though. I also got super sick for 2 weeks and I'm sick again right now. But all those things considered, I think I did a pretty good job navigating the Camino blues this time. I made sure to prioritize reconnecting with friends and strengthening those relationships because I remembered how lonely I felt when I got home from my Camino Francés last year. Yeah, it's very weird to go from being surrounded by all these amazing people all day, every day, like eating and sleeping in the same room together and really feeling like family, to all of a sudden being in an apartment alone in a big city. So I'm really grateful for my friendships here and how much time I got to spend with everybody, because that's for sure the best antidote to the post-trip blues, which are, you know, normal. Now everything is settled for the most part. Work is super slow, so I can now prioritize editing the Camino video finally and sharing a bunch of things here on YouTube. The Camino Portugues went so well. Like, my mom and I had the perfect experience. I had so much anxiety going into it because I wanted so badly for it to live up to the hype that I definitely created for my mom. And then every single day I was like, holy shit, like everything's going so well. I was shocked. Like, I was constantly kind of bracing for some inevitable disaster, which didn't happen. Well, a mini one did, but it happened to me, so it's okay. Yeah, I'm just in a lot of pain right now. That'll be in the video. We took our sweet time and really savored the experience. We did it in 17 days. 17 days instead of what, 10 or 12. We started on September 8th and finished in Santiago on September 24th. We walked along the coast for the first day and then cut in and did the central route, which I think is a very popular thing to do. At the time when we started our Camino, we still didn't know if we were gonna do the central route or the coastal route. We were just gonna feel it out and wing it. We did love our first day along the coast, but we didn't care to continue after that. My mom and I both live near the ocean and we kind of always have, so we got kind of bored with it quickly and it just didn't feel like the Camino to me, if that makes sense. Once we got on the central route, like that felt like the Camino. We absolutely loved the central route. It was so beautiful. I recently started going through the footage. My mom didn't feel super comfortable on camera, so it's not like a ton of her in it, just so you guys know. I didn't want to take away from her experience in any way or like rip her out of feeling present. Oops. I just got a package. But I captured so much good stuff, so I'm really excited to get into it. Also, I got to see 3 of my favorite people from my last Camino on this trip. One before the Camino in Paris, one on the Camino who decided to kind of last minute join and meet up with us, and one after the Camino in Barcelona. So good. How is the Portuguese different from the Frances? I found it to be very different. Like, it definitely felt like the Camino, but the whole nature of it being much shorter made the energy feel very different to me. Because the Portuguese, like from Porto to Santiago, is the shortest Camino with the least elevation gain, it definitely attracts an older and much younger demographic. Like, there were multiple children that I met on this Camino, which I think is really cool. And this is part of the reason why it was just the perfect thing for my mom and I to experience together. I have a feeling she'll do another one. Also, my mom is even more social than I am, so she was able to make really great connections in a very short period of time. I also noticed that this route just has less resources. Like, there weren't really any water fountains. I didn't see any Camino stores anywhere along the route. Maybe I just missed them, I don't know. But overall, I felt like the Camino Portugues was just more beautiful. Like, every day just felt more and more beautiful and had better food. So my goal is to have the Camino video done by Christmas as a present to my mom. I haven't told her this yet, so maybe she'll find out when she watches this. I'm not sure how realistic that is, but I'm going to try. In the meantime, I would love to continue making some shorter videos. I have a couple videos that I'm already filming that have been really fun for me. I recently started a running challenge, something I've never done, in an attempt to push myself in a way that's like similar to the Camino. Like, I've gone from not running at all, kind of being a couch potato, to now attempting to run every morning because I am a psychopath. I don't know, I just want to build a healthy routine for myself, especially because the winter time is here and I just want that feeling of like being outside every single morning, getting some mileage. I'm also in the midst of redecorating my Brooklyn apartment, something I haven't done in a very long time. This is also an attempt to avoid seasonal depression. We'll see how that goes. I would love to do more long walking videos around New York City. That last one was really fun to make. Maybe I won't do 10 miles this time, maybe like 5. I'd like to take it slower, observe more, show some of my favorite spots, and bring my nicer camera equipment so that it's better quality. Last time, because I was doing 10 miles, I just brought this tiny little camera. I wanted to carry as little as possible. Also, Christmas in New York is so special. Like, it genuinely feels like living on a movie set this time of year, so I'd love to share that. Way back in July, I made a weekend in my life vlog and I never posted it because I was embarrassed. But now, when I look back on it, I kind of like it. So I guess I'm asking, what do you think about that sort of thing? What would you like to see from me, aside from Camino stuff? Like, is there anything in particular about New York City that's interesting to you? I will say I am paranoid about people knowing where I live. Everything in New York City is just so recognizable. Like, I could see a split second of a video and instantly know what neighborhood it's in. Like, I don't even need to think about it, I just know. But I don't know. I'm sure I could figure it out. There's so much stuff I would like to shoot here. I will have more Camino content for those of you who are only here for that. I'll be sharing our entire Camino Portugues experience in one long video, the same format as last time. I'm also going to make a video specifically about all the lessons I've learned along the Camino, just to have them in like one digestible place. I kind of just want this selfishly for myself to look back on anytime I need that guidance. I have a big video planned for everything you need to know as a solo female on the Camino, and I am dead set on doing the Norte in late spring, hopefully. Definitely sometime next year though. I also eventually want to do the Tour de Mont Blanc, like more than anything. There's so much I would like to do. I've always wanted to lean more into YouTube and have just been too scared. But now that I've had this incredibly fulfilling experience sharing my Camino documentary, I just want to do more of that and practice being less afraid of criticism, because that's really the only thing that has been holding me back. Life is too short for that. So I'm going to try to post a new video every week and really give YouTube all my energy. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for your love and support. I can't even tell you how inspiring and motivating it's been for me this past year.